Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Tanner.
Tanner, did you know only 12% of children get their recommended activity in a day?
I sure did, Paul. And you know what? Kids at elementary schools today have two 15-minute recess periods. That's 1/3 of their required physical activity. And it's just as easy as playing a game of handball with your friends.
What is handball, Tanner?
Well, Paul, handball is a simple game. All you need is a wall, a couple of friends, and a volleyball. Now, you start off with the first person in line as your server. The server hits the ball off the floor and onto the wall, and the second person follows by doing the same thing. Now, when the server hits the ball, the next person in line has to wait for the ball to hit the ground, but only once. The ball can only hit the ground once, and then they have to hit it. If they miss it and it bounces twice, that means they're out, and there's more other ways of getting out.
Well, what are these 3 ways, Tanner?
There are 3 ways of getting out. One is if the ball bounces twice before the next person in line hits the ball. Second is a kill shot, which is where the next person in line cannot possibly return the ball. And the third is if the person in line turns, hits the ball, and hits the next guy in line.
And now we're going to show you the kill shot.
Paul's going to start by serving the ball, since he's the first person in line. I'm the second person in line, and we'll hit the ball second. You'll see how the kill shot is done. It's as easy as that. Notice, kids, I cut the ball underneath with my right hand, and it made the shot impossible for Paul to return.
Tanner, there's 2 other ways of eliminating your opponent.
Yes, there is, Paul. And one of them is simply just by missing the ball and letting it bounce twice before you hit it. We will show you this next. Paul is going to start off by serving the ball, and I will show you how you get out. See, kids, you have to hit the ball after the first bounce.
There's one more method to take out your opponent in this.
It's the hardest method of them all, and it's by hitting your opponent after they take their shot. We will now demonstrate this for you. Notice how I hit Paul. However, if I would have missed Paul, that would have made me the person out, and he would have won.
How do you serve the ball, Tanner?
Well, Paul, it's as simple as this. It's different for left-handed players, but a right-handed player holds the ball in his left hand, draws his right arm up, throws up the ball, hits it, and follows through for a more true action. It's as simple as this. Alright kids, let's take a more in-depth look at the overhand serve. You first start off with your non-dominant foot forward, feet shoulder width apart, and you have your feet staggered. You then have the ball in your non-dominant hand with your right hand up. You then toss the ball in the air with your non-dominant hand and follow through, striking the ball with your right arm.
Now that we've looked at serving and how to eliminate your opponent, let's look at a few other rules, Tanner.
Another rule is carrying the ball. You cannot grab the ball and throw it against the wall. You must strike the ball off the floor and into the wall. Paul's going to serve it, and I'm going to show you what carrying the ball looks like.
You notice how he held on to the ball to hit it onto the wall. That's a no-no.
We will now show you what you're supposed to do.
Go. Another rule of handball is that there's no body contact. This is for your safety.
Another guideline, not so much as a rule, is before you start playing the game, establish a proper wall length so that you don't hit it an unfair distance away from the other people playing.
Let's recap on the rules.
Remember, there are 3 ways to eliminate your opponent. One is by simply missing the ball and letting the ball bounce twice. The second is having the kill shot, and the third is hitting your opponent with the ball.
You also have to remember, you can't carry the ball, and the ball must bounce once before you hit it, but it cannot bounce more than once, otherwise you're out. Remember that. There's also no contact in this game.
The objective of the game, remember, is to eliminate your opponents or your friends and be the last one standing so that you can serve next game. This is an easy and fun way to get involved and get 30 minutes of physical activity a day. That's already 1/3, and you can go home and do the rest.